go, baby. Come on. It up. Put the heavens down. We're gonna get on him.
Watch the water. It's gonna get snotty.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
Anchor Marine on the outside. It is on the inside. Uh-oh. Jump. Nice jump. Oh, they stuffed it. They stuffed it. The whole bow has been torn apart, but the boat is still floating. The crew members seem to be okay. Let's see it again. Nice jump, as you can see, but then the boat stops, goes into the water. The bow is totally torn apart, but miraculously everyone is okay. The boat is still afloat. As you can see, it has no front, no bow. On the heat is on. Incredible. And lucky for the crew of Heat is On, Steve Abels, Buddy Street, and Stephen Desjardins. Look at that shot. Totally blown apart by these strong waters here in Key West. As you can see now, there is the boat, but the crew members, once again, very lucky, they're okay. The Freeze Frame Video Productions helicopter has called the Angel helicopter, which is on its way, but as you can see, the crew members seem to be okay. Oh, there it goes, there it goes. It's flipped over. Bodyguard has gone 180 and has flipped over, and there you can see it's upside down. Some blue sky there. You can see the hull now is totally upside down. But as we said, Mr. Al Fiella and Alan Wagner got out safely. No injuries involved here in this 28-foot Douglas skater. And here we go. Those are Drambuie on Ice, Alco, WHM, Fountain, and how sweet it is. Drambuie on Ice in the lead with Alcone there on the inside. Alcone Motorsports and Drambuie on Ice, 1 and 2. Early moments of this race. Drambuie on Ice getting the checkered flag in Wednesday's race, leading right now with Alcone, WHM, Fountain, and how sweet it is as we approach the first turn. Sixth and final race. Uh-oh, what's happened here is apparently Alcone has flipped over. Going around the first turn, Alcone Motorsports has gone over. All right, now let's go aboard Alcone Motorsports right from the green flag and see what happened. You can see Alcone sliding now and has flipped over. All right, let's see from a different angle. There's Drambuie on Ice on the right side. Everyone going into the turn a little on the hot side. But we are aboard Alcone Motorsports, and let's see what happens. Matt Alcone at the wheel, as you can see. Drambuie on the outside. Into the turn. Now you begin to see it sliding. Veering to the left, to the right now. He's turning to the right, and he flips over. Let's see that one more time in slow motion. With the back shot. There you see part of the skeg breaking off. You just saw a piece of that. And there's Drambuie on Ice on the left side. Another piece flying off, as you can see, and now the boat begins to flip over. Let's see that one more time. There you see the arrow pointing to that piece of the skeg coming apart. It looks like it. Looks like it could be a piece of the skeg. Piece is breaking off as the boat begins to slide. See Matt at the wheel having a problem controlling the boat. And it's flipped over. But Matt Alcone and Jerry Gilbraith apparently are okay. They are in good shape despite that mishap. And now we're going to go back to the race.
Carlos and Charlie's is in third place, but at the start, Carlos and Charlie's was right up there, so they really should be in a better position. Well, in a short moment, we're going to go aboard Carlos and Charlie's and find out what might have happened right after the green flag, if they ran into any sort of problem. Carlos and Charlie's will be going aboard with Jack Carmody and Art Lilly to possibly find an explanation for the position that they are in right now. Let's go aboard Carlos and Charlie's.
Well's down! What? Steering wheel came off. Damn it. You back in? Yeah, go. Fucking steering wheel came off. Go ahead. I'm trying, Jack. Son of a bitch.
Well, there you have it. The steering wheel coming off slowed them down, as you can see. Quite a surprise to Mr. Jack Carmody and Art Lilly. Just about slowed them down to a complete stop, but now they are back on track and in third place and moving along.
He's gonna cut you off. He's gonna slow you. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Come on. It up. Put the heavens down.
Uh-oh. The boat just hooked, and both driver and throttle man were thrown out of the boat. An incredible shot. Let's see that again.
Let's go, baby. Come on. It up. Put the heavens down.
Just an amazing shot. Just in a split second, both Dominic Guido and Cavagnolo were thrown out from the force of that hooking of the boat. Let's see it in slow motion.
Whoa, baby, we're going to get on him.
Watch the water. It's going to get snotty.
I got it. I got it. I got it. Just
You can see the force throwing them out together like
do
that.
what I think, baby.
But fortunately, both driver and throttle man are okay. Just an incredible shot, just an incredible occurrence here in New York City
Whoa, baby, we're
at
going to
this
get on him.
SBI.
Water. It's going to get snotty.
I got it. I got it. I got it. Just do the throttles, baby. Do what I think, baby.
In one moment, they're in the boat. In a split second, they are out of the boat, tumbling out. But luckily, very luckily, they had no injuries, and they are okay.
Watch your tail.
Very lucky Dominic Cavagnolo and Dominic Guido, driver and throttle man of Intimidator F13, getting into that lineup. Moments away from the green flag. WHM, Big Thunder Marine, Drambuie, Outcone, Heavy Metal, and Sloppy Joe's all lined up and ready. And we've got a green flag now in this first national race of SBI, the 1999 Miami Superboat Grand Prix. And there is WHM Motorsports, Big Thunder Marine, Drambuie, and Heavy Metal. WHM and Big Thunder Marine. And Drambuie, and there they are. WHM and Drambuie going to the immediate lead. The early moments of this race. There's Heavy Metal, Lipton Brisk, and Outcone Motorsports on the side. But the leaders are WHM and Drambuie. WHM Motorsports. Nice flying there. A lot of rocking and rolling there. WHM Motorsports and Drambuie. WHM, your 1998 World Champion, SBI. And WHM is a 46-foot skater powered by two 900-horsepower Mercury inboards with Merc Cruiser drives. Phil Moffat is the driver. Throttleman is Joey Impressure. WHM and Drambuie on the outside in the early moments of this 1999 Miami Superboat Grand Prix. WHM would like to thank Jerry Reitenberg and Jimmy Garlis over at Fond du Lac. Also, special thanks to Sick Nick, Amazing George, and Small Boy. Great battle going on here at WHM and Drambuie. WHM Motorsports powered by Mercury. WHM Drambuie, and there's Alcone on the outside coming into the picture. So we got three champions here. We got WHM Motorsports, your 98 World Champion SPI. Drambuie on ice, your APBA World Champion, and Alcone Motorsports, your National Champion APBA. Let's go aboard now, WHM Motorsports. Film up and Joey and Pressure. Let's listen to that Mercury power. Billy Mop at the wheel. Restream Video Production. Certainly like to thank the WHM Motorsports team for helping us to transport our equipment to Miami. WHM Motorsports on the right side. There's in the wake of WHM. Alcone Motorsports on the left side. Nice jump there, Drambuie on it. Joey and Pressure and Bill Mott for WHM. Number 5. Early moments of this 1999 Miami Superboat Grand Prix. Round the turn. Drambuie on ice there in the lead. Forrest Barber and John Tomlinson. John, the owner-operator of TNT Custom Marine. There's some of the skyline of Miami in the background. Miami Beach. Drambuie on ice, number 1. There's Alcone Motorsports on the outside. Matt Alcone and Jerry Gilbreth. Alcone Motorsports, your national champion, APBA, 1998. Drambuie on ice, your world champion, APBA. Great battle in open class. Great battle here. Drambuie on ice and Alcone Motorsports. Your leaders right now in open. Alcone Motorsports, Matt Alcone and Jerry Gilbreth. Alcone is a 45-foot skater powered by two 950 horsepower Sterling imports. Matt Alcone from Irvine, California. Drambuie on ice up ahead. Drambuie. Forrest Barber and John Tomlinson, also a 45-foot skater. Onboard Alcone Motorsports. Drambuie on the left side. Nice driving there by Matt Alcone. And Jerry Gilbreth, the throttle man. Sterling powered with Mercury drives. Going by the Miami skyline. Matt Alcone and Jerry Gilbreth, driver and throttle man aboard Alcone. Drambuie on ice has had some problems and is out of the race. Drambuie on ice, out of the race. Outcone number 1 in open class and first overall. Around the turn, there's Outcone Motorsports and WHM Motorsports. WHM has just hooked it around the turn. WHM spinning out after that turn. Outcone, everyone seems to be okay, though. WHM back in the race now, turning around and going forward. WHM with Joey Imprescia and Billy Mock. On board Outcone Motorsports. We're going to get another look at that spin out after that turn. WHM. Drambuie on ice, the farthest boat is having some problems and is out of the race, slowing down. WHM Motorsports there you see on the right side as we approach the turn. On board Outcone. WHM on the right side as we go into the turn. There's WHM has hooked around the turn there, has spun out, but is still upside, and everyone seems to be okay. All right, now let's get it from Joey Imprescia's point of view with our onboard camera. Joey Imprescia on throttle. There's Outcone, the right side of the screen. Around the turn. Beginning to spin out now. There you see we get the splash on visor, but they are okay. Got pretty close to going over, but they are still just fine. Now they're straightening out the boat, and as you can hear the engines being powered up, and they are back in the race. Rearview shot for WHM. There's a spin out as you can see on board WHM with our rear view camera. WHM once again a different point of view of that spin out, hooking right after that turn. Now getting back on track. Listen to that Mercury power. Imports with Mercruiser drives. Heavy metal in the modified. Anthony Izzo is the driver. Early step to throttle man. Heavy metal, your world champion in the modified. In second place currently in M class here in Miami. Heavy metal. Nice throttling there by Hurley Step. Hurley is from Altamont Springs, Florida. Anthony Izzo from Cranston, Rhode Island. Special thanks to Paul Duckloss, the crew chief, Heavy Metal Racing. Heavy Metal Racing, your world champion in the modified 1998. Powered by two 1,300 horsepower C and G Cobra power inboards with Merc Cruiser drives. On board, Julio Del Rey, the driver, Jorge Del Rey, the throttle man. Executor number 99. Miami Beach. Around the turn. Spectator boats there in the background. Watching this first race for SBI in this 1999 racing season. Superboat International. Nice driving there by Julio Del Rey, throttle man Jorge Del Rey. All right, we're going to go with Instigator now. B1 in B class, a 40-foot fountain Instigator, powered by two 750 horsepower Bandit racing engines with Merc Cruiser drives. Joe Scrow, the driver. Peter Meyer is the throttle man Instigator. 40-foot fountain. The team would like to give a special thanks to John Carbonell and everybody from SBI for a great event here in Miami. Also, a special thanks to Fountain Powerboats, Reggie, Jeff Harris, and the whole Fountain team. Also, special thanks to Kurtz Marine for rigging and maintaining the boat. Sponsors include Michael Lavorsi from Gafford Gauges, Bob Vila, our team pilot and communications, for all his support, Sea-Doo Yamaha of Long Island, Jenkinson's of Point Pleasant, Lamada's Restaurant, Vapor Trails Boating News, Art Lily and Graphics Effects for the paint schemes and paint. Also RDC Payroll Services. Special thanks to Benny and Eve Alfonso for all of their support. Of course, special thanks to all of the family and friends who believed in us in this event and also will support us for the rest of the 1999 racing season. In first place in B class, it's Instigator. You're watching the 1999 Miami Superboat Grand Prix. First race for the SBI. All right, now we're going to go with high risk. P1, 37-foot Talon, also powered by three 2.5 EFIs. Russ Wilkins, the driver. Richard Felson, the throttle man. High risk. Your national champion in P class. There is Sloppy Joe's on the outside. Sloppy Joe's in first place in Superboat. High Risk Racing Team would like to thank Rick Barnhart and everyone over at the Talon Racing Team for doing a fine job on this brand new boat. High Risk. Stock class there is Bodyguard on the left, and we've got Budweiser Nationwide on the right. We're going to go with Bodyguard S69 on the inside. It's a 30-foot skater powered by two 2.5 EFIs. Al Fayella is the driver. Jeff Dindo, the throttle man. Bodyguard Motorsports, the owner of Bodyguard. As we said, the owner is Al Fayella. He is from the Bronx, New York, and he's also the driver. Jeff Dindo, the throttle man. Now, crew chief is John Gerondola. He's from New York. Crew members Matt, Nick, and Rob. Sponsors Gerondola Chukin Construction Company from the Bronx. MF Electric, also from Bronx, New York. We'd like to thank the newest sponsor, Throgs Neck Ceramic Tile Corporation, specializing in import and domestic ceramic tile, serving the tri-state area in New York. Driver Bruce Grout, the throttle man. Special thanks to Budweiser, Clarion Hotels, MBD Marketing, Solello Brothers Flooring, Malfetta's 46 Restaurant, City of Deerfield Beach, also SBI, Myco Trailers, the Bud Girls, Gafford Cages, Jimmy Z. Fredericks, Nationwide Marine, and Bonnie, Bon Chief for public relations. Crew Chief Jimmy Z. Fredericks, Assistant Crew Chief Lester Burke, and also another Assistant Crew Chief Bert Yarsis. Engine cover is moving a bit, but it's not slowing the boat down. There you see the engine cover moving just a bit. There is another fountain on the inside, another fountain, F2 76 in Factory 2, a 38-foot fountain. It's powered by two 500-horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. Tom L. Hanshaw, the driver. Jim Spiros, the navigator. Martin Sanborn, the throttle man. Another fountain on the inside. Great battle going on here in Factory 2. Team Lazara and another fountain. Team Lazara, your leader, Factory 2. Another fountain in a very close second place right now. Not far behind. Nice throttling there by Martin Sanborn. Tom Henshaw, the driver. In second place in Factory 2, Apache 37, currently in second place in Factory 2. Now this new Apache 37 F2 race boat is basically a newly designed factory production boat. What makes the new upgraded Apache different is the lighter vacuum bag hand-laid construction using stronger materials, new technology in lamination, and the patented Dynaplane stepped hull. The new race boat has the same equipment as the production model, minus the interior, and with the added competition dashboard configuration. The production model with a Mercruiser 502 horsepower package can deliver speeds in the low 80 mile per hour range. The lighter competition model will deliver speeds well into the upper 80s and above. Apache 37. Now the 37-foot Apache production basic package is affordably priced for a boat of this style and quality. And the Dynaplane design is a true offshore powerboat. Apache 37 in second place right now in Factory 2. Nice throttling there by Bob Cicenti. Boat's beginning to go to the right now. There is Smoking Gun on the inside. Smoking Gun. 28-foot Manta powered by two 650 horsepower Blue Thunder inboard with Bravo 1 drives. Michael Huffman, the driver, Jeff D, the throttle man. Lewis Barnes is the navigator. L44 Smoking Gun. Sponsors include Thunder Marine of Sarasota, Barry's Trailers, the Scoreboard Lounge, Blue Thunder Race Engines out of Fort Lauderdale. Smoking Gun now moving to the right, has been a little off course, now moving closer to Bud Offshore Eagle on the right side. Smoking Gun, a 28-foot Manta. A little confusion here in the early moments of this race. Smoking Gun took a first place in Fort Myers earlier this year. Some confusion here at the early moments. You see the navigator pointing to the right. They have to get more to the right to get back on course. I see Lewis Barnes there pointing to the right.
It's right in between them. Yeah, let me dump out of that way.
This is at the start. Smoking Gun. Let's listen.
Princeton, go! Damn it. We got green, go! Get over!
Little confusion in the early moments. Back to a helicopter shot. Michael Hoffman, Jeff Dean, and Lewis Barnes. Smoking Gun. Michael Hoffman, the owner, the 28-foot Manta. Back on track. Michael Hoffman from Hamburg, Germany. Jeff Dean from Bradenton, Florida. Lewis Barnes from Madeira Beach, Florida. Many spectator boats lining the course. There's Bud Offshore Eagle on the right side. Bud Offshore Eagle. L66, a 38-foot Velocity, powered by two 650 horsepower Thunderstruck inboards with Bravo drives. David Murphy, the driver, Bob Callahan, the throttle man. Navigators, Don Nevis. Now, the Bud Offshore Eagle team wants to thank their sponsors, of course, including Budweiser, the king of beers, Gold Coast Eagle Distributors in Sarasota, Titan Motorcycles, Callahan Motorsports, Bob Rizzi Plumbing, Harlan Enterprises, Thunderstruck Race Engines, and Extreme Graphics. Also special thanks to team members Bob Callahan, owner and throttle man, David Murphy, driver, Don Nevis, the navigator, Bill Ford, the navigator, Mike Arnold, a rig driver, Mike Gregory for detail, and John Klempert, accommodation manager. We're going to listen in now to our conversation. Stainless Marine also on the inside coming into the picture. Showdown, Stainless Marine, Bat Boat, Dramamine Pier 57, and the Muscle. And we've got a green flag now in this 15th annual Suncoast Offshore Grand Prix here in Sarasota, Florida. And Pier 57 going to the immediate lead. Pier 57, Dramamine, and Bat Boat, your early leaders. Pier 57, Dramamine, and Bat Boat. There's Pier 57. Dramamine coming up, and Bat Boat on the outside. Dramamine in the middle, Pier 57 on the inside. Bat Boat on the far outside, now taking a slight lead. Bat Boat, Dramamine, and Pier 57. Pier 57. B57, a 39-foot fountain. There's Dramamine in the middle. And Pier 57 there on the inside. Dramamine and Pier 57 in a battle here in the early moments. All right, now you see Dramamine heading to the right, heading for that turn, and Pier 57 right behind. But it seems that Bat Boat might be slightly off course, heading the other way. That's Bat Boat there, a 29-foot Swedish. Bat Boat, B21. Powered by one 600-horsepowered Audi inboard. And now you see a Bat Boat also going to the right, rejoining the other boats, Pier 57 and Dramamine. They're in Sarasota for the 15th annual Suncoast Offshore Grand Prix. John Morris at the wheel, Art Lilly the throttle man. Doing a great job. For more information on this Pier 57 fountain, you can go to their website at www.fountainusa.com. There is Dramamine slightly ahead. Dramamine, B28, a 38-foot fountain. So we're watching Pier 57 right now. Top of the pack, as we said, second overall. And our hats are off to Mr. David Woods for putting together a terrific team. This Pier 57. You can see many spectator boats in the background here on this beautiful day in Sarasota. Looking forward, there is Dramamine, 38-foot fountain with Jim Harris and Bruce Sperling. Some of the Sarasota skyline in the background. All right, now in third place, we've got A7 Showdown in Offshore A. 30-foot Phantom also, powered by one 700-horsepowered Blue Thunder inboard with a Mercury drive. Fred Hayes, the driver, Alba Hayes, the throttle man. Showdown in third place in Offshore A. And, of course, freeze-framed video. We'd certainly like to thank the Showdown Race Team for displaying our logo there. You see it right on both freeze-framed video. We certainly appreciate that. And, of course, we wish them the very, very best of luck in this race and the rest of the 1999 racing season. Currently, top of the pack in Offshore A, Showdown in third place. Now, special thanks to Miami Tropical Bonsai, the one-stop shop for all of your bonsai needs, the largest bonsai dealer in the U.S. From Mame to imperial size bonsai trees. Call 1-800-777-0027 and let us build your collection today. Now, special thanks to Blue Thunder Racing Engines, Rob and Teresa, Phantom Racing Boat for maintaining the world's A-class record in the USA. Also, special thanks to the crew, Andrea, for all of her support and being there for everything. George and Sherry from Ballistic Race Team, Glenn Hayes, Glenn Hilton, and all the people that follow the race team here in Sarasota and elsewhere for this 1999 racing season. Right now, Showdown in third place, Offshore A, top of the pack. A7, 30-foot Phantom. 38-foot fountain. Some of the sponsors for David Knight's fountain include Fountain Powerboats, Umbrella, National Walking Horse Association, Soft Seal, Ausley's Chevy Parts, and Ohio Auto Mart. And here we see fountain on the outside. On the inside, Able Towing Racing. A real battle here in Factory 2. On board now, Able Towing Racing. And there they are, threesome, Will Smith, Trip Carter, and Andrew Noon. Great shot here of these three guys on this 34-foot fountain. We got 10 fountains in this event here in Sarasota. Able Towing Racing. Cloudy skies are up ahead. Hopefully those clouds won't turn to rain and we will have enough time to get this racing. A fountain and a fountain. Neither is giving the other any room. It's just a dead heat at this point, you can see. Great racing here in Sarasota. Both of these boats are powered by two 500 horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. F-220 Able Towing Racing. Fountain on the outside, currently in second place in SBI points for the 1999 racing season. Jim Spiros and David Knight. Now we're going to go with awesome F-277, a 35-foot formula powered by two 500 horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. Mike Anderson, the driver, Rick Anderson Sr., the throttle man. Anderson Racing Team, the owner of Awesome, a 35-foot formula. This is the first year of racing for this racing team. We, of course, at Free Spring Video wish them the very best of luck in this race as well as the rest of the 1999 racing season. They say this is a family project for fun and to be competitive. And they certainly are right now here in Sarasota in this 15th annual Suncoast Offshore Grand Prix. The owners are Rick and Carol Anderson, and Rick Anderson Jr. and Bob Anderson are the crew members. And as a matter of fact, Rick is the crew chief. Awesome F-277. The Awesome Racing Team would like to thank everyone over at Formula Powerboats. Right now, Awesome running top of the pack. We've got 18 competitors in this class. Going around the turn there, you see Awesome followed by Wellcraft Scarab there on the inside. F-206 Wellcraft Scarab, a 33-foot Wellcraft powered by two 500 horsepower Mercury inboards. David Allen, the driver. Donnie Waddick is the throttle man. Kevin Brown, the navigator on the inside. A battle here in Factory 2. Awesome and Wellcraft Scarab. And there is Wellcraft on the inside. Now, this is a brand new boat. It's only a couple of days old, and Brian Carpenter from Wellcraft was instrumental in getting this brand new boat ready for this race. Special thanks to Brian Carpenter from Wellcraft. Crew members include all the wives and family members for Wellcraft. And there you see up ahead, Awesome F-277, a battle here in Factory 2. David Allen, Johnny Waddick, and Kevin Brown, driver, throttleman, and navigator. There's Awesome up ahead. Now coming to the picture is MAB Paint, a 38-foot Nordtech powered by two 500 horsepower Mercury inboards with Bravo drives. There's Awesome. There's MAB Paint in the middle, and on the inside is Wellcraft Scarab. Great battle here in Factory 2. Aboard MAB Paint, Troy Cannon is the throttleman, Brett Firstman is the driver, and Randy Firstman the navigator. MAB Paint at 2:30. Awesome, MAB Paint, and Wellcraft Scarab. And let's move into a little bit to MAB Paint, the 38-foot Nordtech. As we said, Brett Firstman is the driver. Randy Firstman and Troy Cannon also aboard. Great battle here at Factory 2 in Sarasota. Awesome, MAB and Wellcraft Scarab. David Allen, Johnny Waddick, and Kevin Brown aboard Wellcraft. MAB Paint F230. There's Awesome. We see many, many spectators and beachgoers along the beach there watching this race. Mike Anderson and Rick Anderson. .35-foot corner. Awesome, running excellent right now. Mike Anderson, the driver. Rick Anderson, the throttleman. Velociraptor now, F245. In Factory 2 class, a 38-foot velocity powered by two 500 horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drive Jim Hobart, the driver. Joel Ross, the throttleman. Velociraptor F245. Your third place in St. Cloud, second place in Fort Myers earlier this year. Velocity Factory and IROC Performance Marine sponsors for Velociraptor. Crew member includes Frank Palmer. Joe Ross would like to thank his lovely wife Jennifer, also JP and Maddie for their support during this 1999 racing season. Velociraptor. Joe Ross, the owner of this boat, a 38-foot Velocity. And he is on throttle here today. Jim Hobart and Joel Ross, driver and throttle. Sponsors once again include Velocity Factory and IROC Performance Mooring. As we see many spectators in the background, spectator boats lining the course. All right, now in Offshore A, it's Equalizer A99, a 30-foot span and powered by one 700 horsepower Mercury inboard with a Speedmaster drive. Clay Avedisian, the driver, Michael Dodds, the throttleman. Took a second place in St. Cloud's earlier this year. Special thanks to Will Smith, the builder of Phantom Powerboats, and John Mass from Speed Secrets. Also special thanks to Rick Spinelli. Equalizer. Highly competitive A-class. 8 boats in all, though we have Too Hot is out of the race in Offshore A. Also in Offshore B, Tivoli has retired, as is Freedom Offshore Racing in Factory 1 and Team Lazara in Factory 2. So we have a little attrition here in this event where 36 boats start. F221, a 34-foot Phantom powered by two 500-horsepower Mercury imports with Mercruiser drives. Jeff Hassel, the driver. Steve Grossman is the throttle man. Jeff Hassel at the wheel, and we've got Tony Mazzone, the navigator. Three-man crew aboard Snapperhead Phantom F221. Sponsors include Atlas Services, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Service Company. Tony Mazzone is the driver of the local class team. Bandit Racing is filling in as navigator for this race with Snapperhead as a favor, and his help is greatly appreciated. Both Jeff and Tony are also on the board of directors of OPRA, the OPBRA. Steve has been racing local class in 1998 and bought this new boat to race the National Pro schedule in 99. His wife Kim supports the team by doing public relations and race site coordination. There's our on-board camera shot there aboard Snapperhead. And there they are, Jeff Hassel, Steve Grossman, and Tony Mazzone. Also, special thanks to Will Smith of Phantom Boats for all of his support, and a special thanks to Kim Grossman. Remember? Nice driving there by Jeff Hassel, Steve Grossman at the throttle, and Tony Mazzone, the navigator. Nice shot. All right, a racer, another Factory One boat, F149, a 28-foot ultimate Warlock, powered by one 500-horsepower Mercury inboard. The driver, Mike Milligan, throttle man, Steve Wessinger. A racer, F149. Took a first place in Texas at a fifth in St. Cloud. Also a sixth place in Fort Myers earlier this year. Crew members include Lauren Wessinger, David Milligan, Greg Salome, and Walt Fair. This boat coming off a checkered flag in Texas a couple of weeks ago. Eraser, Factory One. The Racer is the last boat that we'll be covering for you in the closer. It's powered by two 850 horsepower Sterling inboards with Mercruiser drives. Lance Lanciano is the driver. Doug Lewis is the throttle man. Offshore, out of bounds, the owner of this 37-foot Talon. Out of bounds took a first place in Fort Myers, a second place in New Hampshire, and a second place in Texas earlier this year. So there we have it, 1, 2, and 3. There's Out of Bounds. Then we have Pepsi 1 and Drambuie on Ice in the lead. M1 Out of Bounds. Out of Bounds, your 1998 national champion. As you see the dark clouds there in the distance, we're hoping to get this race in, but there you see how ominous the weather looks. And a little lightning you just saw. Other competitors here in the modified include Pepsi 1, Jelly Belly, Ragamuffin, CK Motorsports, and Holiday Inn Santa Fe. Two 840 horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. Todd Carroll is the driver. Byron Hill is the throttle man. Holiday Inn Sanibel took a third place in Fort Myers earlier this year. The team would like to give a special thanks to Holiday Inn at Sanibel. Just listen to those power plants. Mercury powered 37-foot Talon. Nice jump there, no problem. Nice recovery. Nice throttling there by Todd Carroll and Byron Hill. Todd is the driver, Byron Hill the throttle man. Todd Carroll, the owner of Holiday Inn Sanibel. They're all from Fort Myers, Florida. There's Team Yahoo Racing, a 36-foot skater powered by two 500 horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. Jammin Jones, the driver. Curtis Morris is the throttle man. Curtis Morris, the owner of Team Yahoo Racing. Took a second place in Texas and a second place in Fort Myers earlier this year. Team Yahoo. Jump there by Specialized Racing. Nice handling by the crew. Mark is from Essex, Massachusetts. John from Manchester. Beautiful day here in Lakewood, Apache, New Hampshire. Boat powered by two 2.5 EFI. All right, there's Wild Child and Specialized Racing on the outside. Twisted Sticks in the lead right now. As we said, there's Wild Child and Specialized Racing on the outside. Great competition in this class here on Lake Winnipesaukee in this Offshore Challenge, New Hampshire. Spectator boats along the way there in the background. Wild Child in Factory 2, F237. 37-foot outer limits. Powered by two 500 horsepower Mercury inboards. And there is one of the Treadwell Motorsports boats, Treadwell Motorsports. So we've got Specialized Racing, Wild Child, and Treadwell Motorsports right behind. But we're going to go with Wild Child, F237 at 37-foot outer limits, powered by two 500-horsepower Mercury inboards. The driver, Bob Russell. The throttle man is Mike Fiore, and Robert Raposa is the navigator. Raposa also the owner of this 37-foot Outer Limits. This 37-foot Outer Limits stiletto with HP 500s, which is the same as available from your local dealer. Features hand-laid fiberglass construction and a ventilated bottom. The boat also features 5'7" of headroom in the cabin, which is equipped with an enclosed head, a galley, icebox, leather U-lounge, and full V-berth. Also available with custom engine applications with speeds exceeding 120 miles per hour. Uncasville, Connecticut. Also Formula Powerboats, Jackpot Entertainment Magazine, CRC Industries, and Enterprise Graphic. Treadwell Motorsports in Factory 2. There's Fast Tech Racing on the inside and Extra Lean on the outside. More Factory 2 boats. Great competition in this class. Fast Tech, a 38-foot formula. Let's go back up to Treadwell Motorsports, a 35-foot formula. Heated competition here in Factory 2 right now between Treadwell, Extra Lean, and Fast Tech Racing. Looking upstream. Wild Child there in second place in Factory 2, and of course Twisted Sticks in first place. So it's Twisted Sticks, Wild Child, Treadwell Motorsports, and looking downfield there on the outside, Extra Lean and Fast Tech Racing on the inside. Fast Tech, a 38-foot formula. Extra Lean, a 38-foot formula as well. Pretty closely matched. Treadwell Motorsports, the boats are rigged and maintained at Meadowview Marina, located at Powell's Creek in Mays Landing, New Jersey. Lynn Whalen and Mark Best aboard this 35-foot formula, F297. Extra Lean on the outside. Michael Dandia and Jay Martin aboard. Mohegan Sun, one of their sponsors. Casino in Connecticut. Extra Lean on the outside. Battling here in Factory 2. Just a beautiful place to have a race. Lake Winnipesaukee. F278, Extra Lean on the outside. Michael DeAndre, the driver. Jay Martin, the throttle man. Powered by two 500-horsepower Mercury inboard with Merc Cruiser drivers. Mike is from Quincy, Mass. Jay from Easton, Mass. There's Fast Tech Racing, another 38-foot formula. Also powered by two 500-horsepower Mercury inboards. Joe Neiman is the driver. Chuck Weingardner is the throttle man. All right, there's F252, Fast Tech Racing. And it's on the move. It's coming up now on Treadwell Motorsports on the inside. Fast Tech in the middle. And there you see on the outside, Extra Lean. So Fast Tech Racing making its move right now. 38-foot formula. Special thanks to Q-Lube, Body Armor, Dennis Landscaping, Cantina d'Italia, and Full Tilt Marine. Also special thanks to Jack Weingardner Chevy. Fast Tech Racing. Joe Neiman and Chuck Weingardner aboard, driver and throttle man. Chuck the owner. There's Extra Lean on the outside. Extra Lean with Michael DeAndre and Jay Martin. There are 5 formulas in this race, and 4 of them are right here. There's one in Factory 1. And these crews like to give a special thanks to Scott Porter of Formula Boats for building a great boat. Highly competitive. And as you can see how competitive they are right now. Look at Fast Tech Racing. Joe Neiman and Chuck Weingardner. And extra lean on the outside. F278 extra lead, a 38-foot formula powered by two 500-horsepower Mercury inboards. Michael DeAndrea, the driver. Jay Martin is the throttle man. Mike from Quincy, Mass, and Jay Martin from Easton, Massachusetts. Dietz and Watson, one of their main sponsors. Extra lead. Mike DeAndrea, the owner of this 38-foot formula. You're watching the 1999 New Hampshire Offshore Challenge here in Lake Winnipesaukee. Just a beautiful area. Mountain Dew Progression F140, a 27-foot progression powered by one 500-horsepower Mercury inboard. Jim Arvis is the driver. Jay Muller is the throttle man. Mountain Dew took a third place in St. Cloud earlier this year. Now, Progression line currently offers 5 different sizes, which incorporate their 10 different models. Progression Industries, which was established in 1981, specializes in custom offshore performance boats that continually surpass industry standards. All production and race boats are built of equal quality, with every boat using the same construction techniques and material, which are 100% balsa core construction, AME 4000 resin, and all structural laminate are 100% vacuum bagged, virtually guaranteeing a bottom that is race ready. Mountain Dew in second place in Factory 1 class. And in first place in Factory 1, it's Stressed Out F118, a 29-foot fountain powered by one 500-horsepower Mercruiser inboard. Thomas Etheridge is the driver throttle man, and Scott Kessler is the navigator. Stressed Out coming off a checkered flag in Fort Myers earlier this year. Thomas Etheridge, the owner of Stressed Out. I'd like to thank everyone affiliated with Offshore Racing, sponsors Reggie Fountain Powerboats, Olympia Blends Nutrition Center and Juice Bar. Also the fans and volunteers and his family for their support and cheers, and rookie navigator Scott Kessler for a job well done. And special thanks to Nancy Pappas for all of her hard work and dedication. In first place in Factory 1, Stressed Out. You can get more information on this racing boat and racing team by visiting their website at www.stressedoutracing.com. Your leader in Factory 1. Thomas Etheridge and Scott Kessler aboard. All right, let's go with Typhoon now. Typhoon F129, a 27-foot kryptonite, powered by one 500-horsepower Mercury inboard. Glenn Murray is the driver. Randy Schluss is the throttle man. Typhoon, Factory 1, F129. This boat built on Long Island by Kryptonite Powerboats. All the boats are cored and vacuum bagged, whether built for pleasure or racing, often in a variety of different power configurations, including outboards. Also in the Kryptonite lineup is a 27-foot center console performance fish boat. It is based on the same race-proven Step V hull as the one you see right here in this race here in Lake Winnipesaukee, New Hampshire. Typhoon F-129, Glenn Murray, the driver, Randy Schluss, the throttle man. Glenn from Bridgewater, New Jersey. Randy from Edison. In third place in Factory 1. Up and powered by one 465 horsepower Mercury inboard. Ernest Dupuy is the driver. David Albrecht, the throttle man. They're both from Lincoln, Rhode Island. There's Twisted Six. Twisted Six on the outside, your leader in Factory 2. All right, now we're going to go with Team Formula F108, a 27-foot Formula powered by one 500 horsepower Mercury inboard. Joe Shank is the driver. Kevin Lacasse, the throttle man. Joe is from Townsend, Massachusetts. Kevin from Guilford, New Hampshire. Special thanks to Harbor Auto Body, also Scott Porter from Thunderbird Products and Formula Powerboats. And Carl Hagen from AFC Air Filtration Company from Orville, California, and Christian from Partyway. Team Formula. Joe Shank, the driver. Kevin Lacasse, the throttle man. And the lineup begins following the pace boat. Out of bounds on the outside, Alcone Motorsports. Out of bounds, the green boat. Heavy Metal in the middle. Out of bounds, Heavy Metal and Alcone Motorsports. And Drambuie on ice. And we've got a green flag now in this 1999 New Hampshire Offshore Challenge with Drambuie on ice on the inside. Alcone Motorsports out of bounds and Heavy Metal. Everyone off to a great start. There's Drambuie on ice. Alcone Motorsports. Door-to-door racing. Drambuie on ice leads Alcone Motorsports into the first turn. There's CK Motorsports. Everyone off to a great start here in the early moments of this race here in Lake Winnipesaukee. And there they are looking upfield. There is CK Motorsports and Out of Bounds. Heavy Metal in that group as well. Going around the turn, there is CK Motorsports and Out of Bounds. And Heavy Metal right behind as they go into the turn. CK Motorsports and Out of Bounds and Heavy Metal. And we're going to go with Heavy Metal in just a moment. CK Motorsports and Out of Bounds one more time. They are battling in the modified class. On the outside, Out of Bounds, CK Motorsports on the inside. Door-to-door racing in the M class. Keith Holmes and Barry Glovick and CK Motorsports.
Bring it up just a hair. Keep on going. Go ahead and get up there when you can.
Well, that explains the confusion that there was at the beginning of the race. Of course, that's James Lee and Bob Morgan.
All
they
right,
thought
well,
it was
this feels pretty
green, but
good.
it
Just
wasn't.
kind of keep those guys about there. We just won't let them get any further out ahead, okay? Otherwise, we'll be making up a lot of ground. Hey, there's Venus on our side. Go ahead and go for it to the pin.
They're going to the pin.
Yeah.
This boat powered by 4,000 horsepower.
Go to the pin. Go to the pin. We want to shut down about at the pin, Bob. We don't have to slow down yet. Keep going. 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 Okay, now slow her down. Slow her down. Slow her down.
Big Thunder Marine. Number 10. There's Coca-Cola on the outside. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola and Big Thunder Marine. Coca-Cola, another superboat and another battle here in the early moments. Coca-Cola, a 50-foot Jaguar powered by 4 1,000 horsepower Infinity racing engines with Artisan drives. Joseph Vasquez is the driver. Navigator Steve Lopez, Dan Campbell, the throttle man. On the outside. There's Coca-Cola. So we're going to go with Drambuie on ice. Drambuie on ice. 45-foot skater, and there it is in the distance. And we're going to get a little bit closer for you. It's powered by 2 950 horsepower T-Backer inboards with Mercruiser drives. Chris Barber, the driver. John Tomlinson, the throttle man. Feeds the need, the owner. And Drambuie on ice, I'd like to give a special thanks to TNT for rigging and maintenance. Also the crew members Dave, Tilden, John, and George. And of course, Freeze Frame Video Productions would like to thank Drambuie on ice for helping us to transport our equipment to different sites in this 1999 racing season. Drambuie on ice. Just listen to those anchored power plants. There's Brady Winslow, the pilot there from Biscayne Helicopters, along with the medics. Brady Winslow. Of course, our pilot, Russell Kilpatrick. Drambuie on ice, #1 overall. Driver and throttle man. Beautiful day here in Deerfield Beach, but a little bumpy. There's Big Thunder Marine right behind Big Thunder Marine. Right behind Drambuie on ice, James Lee and Bob Morgan. Jim Lee, the driver, Bob Morgan, the throttle man, doing a fine job aboard this 46-foot Douglas Shear. There's Sloppy Joe's on the outside. Sloppy Joe's a 46-foot skater. Sloppy Joe. And there's Drambuie on ice. And of course, Drambuie on ice, Big Thunder Marine on the inside, and Sloppy Joe's on the outside. A great battle here in Superboat. 3 great competitors, door-to-door racing. Drambuie, Sloppy Joe's, and Big Thunder Marine. Sloppy Joe's on the outside with Art Gerard and Mike Gerard. Aboard Drambuie on ice now. Big Thunder on the right. Sloppy Joe's on the left. They're coming up, as you can see. They saw a brief glimpse of our helicopter. Russell Kilpatrick. On board Drambuie on ice. There's the Sloppy Joe's on the left side. Coming up. And Big Thunder Marine on the right side. See in just a moment. Great battle in Superboat. Forrest Barber at the wheel. Sloppy Joe's and Big Thunder trailing Drambuie on ice. Our rear view camera. Drambuie on ice powered by two 950 horsepower deep anchored inboards. All right, now we're on board Big Thunder Marine. Big Thunder Marine with Jim Lee and Bob Morgan. Jim Lee at the wheel. Just listen to that power. 4 1,000 horsepower Merc Cruiser inboard.
Go, Bob. I can go inside his deal when we have to.
No, you can't. Only on the start.
Keep going.
Only
Go
on
for it. Huh?
Only on the start you can do that.
That's one.
Joe Vasquez at the wheel. Dan Campbell on the left there, the throttle man. And behind them, of course, Steve Lopez, the navigator.
You got it, Joe. Good turn. Nice job. Go on, back in the middle. Gotta get over, Joe. Gotta get over. See that buoy up there? Easy. Hit the wrong buoy. Easy. Okay, work yourself straight.
Got it.
All right, back to our helicopter shot. Coca-Cola. Joe Vasquez, Steve Lopez, and Dan Campbell. 50-foot Jaguar. Many spectator boats, as you can see, enjoying this race here today, the SBI Grand Prix here in Deerfield Beach. Going around the turn, Drambuie on ice, Big Thunder, and Sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe's down on the outside, going by. All right, coming off a checkered flag in Sarasota last week, Pepsi won M11 in the modified class, 40-foot skater powered by two 800-horsepower Hawk inboards with Mercury drives. Joe Padovano, the driver, battleman Charlie Hames. Pepsi won M11. There's Coca-Cola on the outside, so it's Coca-Cola and Pepsi won here in a battle of the soft drinks. Pepsi won and Coca-Cola. All right, now Pepsi won, as we said, is a 40-foot skater. Joe Padovano is the driver, Charlie Hames the throttleman. And sponsors include Prolong Super Lubricants, Pepsi One Hawk Marine Power, and special thanks to crew chief Craig Paulson. And of course, Michelle May as well for public relations. Pepsi One. Joe Padovano, the owner of Pepsi One. Just listen to those Hawk engines. The team is proud to stay at while they are racing on the road or for business travel. Special thanks to CarQuest Auto Parts, tremendous support for the second year for all parts, filters, gaskets, and the unusual. As we said, this is a 42-foot cube with Keith Eichert engines. Eichert engines powered this team to a 1998 National Championship in open class and now powers this fast all-aluminum boat in the Superboat class. Riveted. And right now is in second place in the national point standings. SBI. In third is Big Thunder, and your leader is Sloppy Joe. And Popeye on the inside. Instigator and Popeye. There is Instigator, B1, a 40-foot fountain, and Popeye, a 44-foot skater fountain. There is Popeye, powered by two 1,300-horsepower Sterling Performance inboards with Mercury drive, Dominic Visconti, and Joseph Imprescia. Joey Imprescia, that is, from Amityville, New York, on that. Popeye. Dominic Visconti is the owner of Popeye and driver. Of course, Joey Imprescia, the owner-operator of East Coast Marine on Long Island in Amityville. Popeye and Instigator. Of course, aboard Instigator, we've got Joe Skro and Peter Meyer. And we've got two cameras aboard Popeye V80, a 44-foot skater, powered by two 1,300-horsepower Sterling Performance inboards with Mercury drives, Dominic Visconti and Joey Imprescia. As we said, we have two cameras aboard Popeye, one forward and one rear. Other competitors in Super V, we've got Performance Marine and the Muscle. Both are out of the race, so Popeye in first place in Super V. Performance Marine, as we said, is out of the race. It did flip over. We don't know really the extent of the injuries at this point. But Popeye, number one. Nice throttling job there by Joey Imprescia, owner-operator of East Coast Marine in Amityville, Long Island, New York. Dominic Visconti, the owner of Popeye, he is from Pepper Pike, Ohio. There's Instigator on the outside. 40-foot fountain powered by two 750 horsepower Bandit racing engines with Mercury drive. Back to Popeye for the moment. On board Popeye, looking rear shot. Sterling Performance inboards. And, of course, the forward shot. Dominic Visconti and Joey Imprescia. On board, MAB Paints. There's our camera right there, facing the crew, and there's the shot. With Randy Firstman right in the middle, Brett Firstman, who's the driver, Randy the navigator, and Troy Hannon, the throttle. All right, Team Lazara, F233 in first place in Factory 2. 37-foot outer limits powered by two 500 horsepower Mercury inboards with Mercruiser drives. Dick Lazara is the driver. Gene Weeks is the throttle man. Team Lazara, your leader right now in Factory 2. There's MAB Paints on the outside in second place. Team Lazara in first. Battle here in Factory 2. Team Lazara goes around the turn. 37-foot outer limits. Team Lazara. Nice jumps here by Team Lazara. MAB Paints right behind. 1 and 2. A real battle here in Factory 2. Team Lazara and MAB Paints. A Nortec versus an Outer Limits. A lot of flying going on here. Team Lazara and, of course, MAB Paints. 1 and 2. Real battle here for first place. Team Lazara in the lead. .37 Outer Limits, Team Lazara. And a 38-foot Nortec, MAB Paints. Oh, there's Team Lazara. Team Lazara apparently has stuffed it. Team Lazara with a mishap here in Deerfield Beach. Team Lazara with Dick Lazara and Gene Weeks. There's the medics helicopter right at the scene now to see what the problem is. There you see the damage on the boat. This 37-foot Outer Limits, Team Lazara. Let's see it again in slow motion. Team Lazara apparently catches a wave and stops it. Let's see. There's a jump and tips over, and as you can see, goes in the water. Too bad. And there you see the spray now hitting some of MAB Paints going by. MAB Paints, Team Lazara out of the race, stuffs it, and we just saw the medic helicopters right at the scene to help out. Team Lazara out of the race. There's the 37-foot Outer Limits, Dick Lazara and Gene Weeks. A lot of damage here on this boat, as you can see. A lot of damage. See that one more time. All right, we're on board MAB Paints now with Troy Hannon, Randy Firstman, and Brett Firstman. Moments before the mishap. Got a different point of view. Oh, there you see the splash, and there's partially a view of Team Lazara. The splash just barely hit MAB Paints. MAB Paints a 38-foot Nortec. In first place now in Factory 2.